I want to bring in Major Anuj Mathur into the conversation as well. Major Anuj Mathur, I want to understand from your perspective, sir, basis what you've possibly read as far as reports are concerned, and also you've just heard my colleague who's giving us information live from Pahalgam on what the investigation has revealed so far. Number one, that 4 areas were on the terrorists' radar, and they actually did a recce before zeroing in on the Baisaran Valley. Not only because of logistical ease and access to Baisaran, but also because of lower security in the Baisaran Valley. And secondly, the fact that several overground workers have now been nabbed and are being investigated in order to understand what really was the overall modus operandi. But I want to understand from your perspective, basis the information that we have so far, does the role of a larger terror organization as well as the role of Pakistan become more and more clear?
Thank you very much. See, I'll tell you, it's very, very simple. In fact, the reporter was just saying, ये माना जा रहा है कि उसमें overground workers का involvement था. There is no question of माना जा रहा. You cannot operate in these areas unless you have a local support. And this local support ecosystem, it has not come up overnight. This ecosystem has been in existence for decades, and it has taken such deep roots that it is very, very difficult to know exactly where the entire system rests. Now I will tell you. Firstly, I would like to tell you one thing. Don't think that I'm trying to blow trumpet or something like that. I have commanded my unit in Pahalgam. Now, when I say I've commanded my unit, my entire unit was deployed in the area of Pahalgam. So I'll be able to tell you exactly why Aru and Betab and other things were probably not taken on. The reason is, but when was I deployed? I was deployed when there was Yatra going on, and it was only to cover Yatra. And under normal circumstances, there is no physical deployment of any security forces in these areas. That should be known. Now, what has happened is that these people have carried out reconnaissance. I'll tell you, Betab Valley can be approached from a nearby security forces base by road. And also, Betab Valley is a very vast open valley, and if you have to do something there, because the people, when they have to, having done the act, they have to melt away. They will have to move in open type of terrain for a while before they can hit the jungle. Similar is the case with Aru. So the point is, they have gone on to such deep details. In addition to that, Devika, I want to bring in one more issue, that the people who were to visit that place that day, there was a possibility of getting a serving armed forces officer. There was a possibility of getting an IB officer. There was a possibility of getting an Air Force NCO. So all these informations, I am positively sure, that were also available to the terrorists who carried out this attack. And where does that information come from? Where the people are staying? I can tell you, Devika, an army fellow or a forces gentleman can be recognized in a crowd from a distance without any doubt, because they carry a different demeanor. They carry themselves in a manner. So even up to that, these people have gone into that kind of detail, and they had a possibility of getting a few of these. Because if you see in the aftermath of the whole thing, there were large number of people who were talking about an IB fellow being killed and a naval officer being killed and things like that. So this information also was available to them, and this also has probably added towards selection of this particular target. The reaction can come fastest at least 1 to 1.5 hours, good enough for them to melt away anywhere. And the modus operandi, I've done 17-18 years in the Kashmir. The modus operandi is that they do an activity north of Pir Panjal, take the route, melt into south of Pir Panjal, take a light dogo for a while, and then try and do something there. So that has been a very regular system. Now the issue is that there was a very famous operation conducted, Operation Sheshnag, where they had tried to block all the possible routes from north of Pir Panjal to south of Pir Panjal, and pressurize them to run in either direction. So that this is how it needs to be done. But the fact of the matter is the kind of intelligence that was available and the kind of support, guidance. There are so many things will come out. Equipment profile. This equipment is not only Pakistan. It's an equipment which is Chinese-based equipment, and the Chinese have provided it not to the terrorists. Chinese don't give anything to terrorists. So if that equipment has to take route to the terrorist, it has to be via Pakistan armed forces. There is no doubt that there is a direct involvement of Pakistan's army and not anybody else. Let that be very, very clear. The nerve of this entire terror setup is in the headquarters of ISI. That is loud and clear, and the world knows it. That is why the reactions you've seen, how IWT there has been no reactions, how so many things have happened. There are no reactions because they know. And in an attack on innocent civilians by terrorists and by terrorist organizations, the world is with the people who have suffered and not with the people who are giving that kind of an action, things to the world. Whole world now is absolutely clear, Devika, Pakistan's involvement. And see, where is Pakistan's army's chief today? Because he is under threat within his own country. He is missing for last so many days. I think I haven't heard of him in last 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So everything put together is falling into place, and the head of Pakistan Armed Forces and ISI is beyond any doubt, Devika.